Alright, and we are here now for the real Act 7. Last one I guess you'd call an introduction to Act 7, but here's the real deal. So here's another interesting idea I had not very long ago. I know you don't really have too much free time, which is about the only problem with this idea. But maybe if instead of if I like knew the times you were available to just sit down and watch an hour of this. If like I did a live stream of it instead, because I can live stream from YouTube as well as just record. But the advantage of that being, obviously, besides live reactions, rather than seeing them like a couple days later, like you'd see it the same day normally, but if you're behind, like you are right now, no, actually, no, you're not. You just saw. Never mind. It's actually not saying that anyone saw part 3 of Act 6, though. It's kind of weird. Even though I feel like you watched it, I don't think you just skipped it completely. Kind of weird. Oh, I gave him that nice new car, and he starts in last. The deliverer has some struggles off the line, that's for sure. Captain Falcon is looking for a move on Carbon already. Doesn't find one though, and instead just kind of sits and waits for a better one. And everyone just kind of gets into their forms here. Okay, this looks a little bit chaotic. Here comes XT3. Getting on 2 wheels a bit, going for some bonus points from Stunt Track Challenge, I guess. Burn. The 2 yellow Porsches get into some contact as well. Madison and Beat having an argument. XT3 taking full advantage of that. All right. He is liking that new car already, I think. Let's see. Buttercup gained a handful of places already. She moved up like 3, I think. Yeah. Bubbles is where she was when she started. Buttercups are behind Bubbles, and Blossom has some obstacles in joining her sisters. That would be cool to see at one point if we get that by any luck. To get a... Oh, that's right, I made Mortimer's car. They have the Indy 500 pace car from 2017 as a livery you can pick for that Corvette. Oh. No, Mortimer. This isn't Saucer Sumo. This is go-karts. Come on now. keep it off your opponents, eh? Mortimer has fallen fast in this race, too. He started 7th and... Okay. Mortimer... You make theme parks. You are literally... Your business is literally based off of little girls wanting to visit your theme park. Why are you running into them? You're just scaring them off. You're already creepy enough as it is. This is not a good business plan. Well, Carbon is demonstrating his true abilities here. Falcon, I think, is having some troubles getting completely to grips with that car. The only reason he gets this high is because literally every time in every attempted race, he started like 5th or better. And he's really good at getting off the line really well. Meanwhile, 2 of the girls, anyway, are in relative force. Byrne is now the one making a train of many cars. Which cars I don't know because of the stupid damage thing on the screen that will go away. So from Byrne back to basically last. This is a gigantic train. It's just 9 cars that are all just sort of stuck on his rear bumper. Meanwhile, the top 6 once again get away from the Team Hot Wheels driver who doesn't really care much, and he's just making a complete line and just a nuisance of himself. Deliverer is finally going for the maneuver. And he gets it done before he even gets to the turn. Raceman is staying kind of in tow, not really. Well, I, as well as like, well, now it's just 5 other cars. Aleks and Madison fell away from this group, but these 7 still are very stuck together, and they don't really have anywhere to go. You can try and pass them, but it's only going to be cutting your own throat. Actually, 3, I think, is enjoying his new wheels. He just doesn't have luck still. So I wonder if, I imagine that 4.8-second gap isn't about to get any smaller between Deliverance and Carbon. You can see him up there. He's definitely there. He's not, like, unreachable, but in a vehicle that's mostly even with that car, there's no way that the delivery guy, no matter how much talent you may claim he has, is going to catch him in 3 laps. Yeah, he's getting the second on him still. The deliverer is fast. He set 2-minute 1-second laps, which is much faster than anyone else is doing, but it's not faster. I can finally pass Burn here. No, I cannot. I can't even force him off his line, so I just sit here and wait again. Rigor Motor is following me with hopeful anticipation. Actually, 3, I think, has seen a chance. Mortimer is in mind with that. I thought he might take that chance because Mortimer threw himself way off course by trying to get past Blossom. But then, of course, realizing immediately after trying that he would never get anywhere because there's 3 more cars in front of him. All the roadsters are right in the line. Greatsword Raceman isn't next to them, but he's still behind them on the leaderboard. Aleks and Madison, Aleks especially, is having some troubles here. I'm not putting him in the F40, and that's not happening. Stop trying to make it look like you're unbalanced, Aleks. I know you're just not trying. Sandbagger. The 2 girls just don't have the power to get past the Cobra. They have the handling for sure, but this long straightaway is just eliminating any chance they might have had. Deliverance is actually rapid, but he just got stuck on Falcon for too long. Had Deliverance gotten off the line better instead of getting smoked by Falcon off the line, this race might be going differently. But of course that wasn't the case, so instead Carbon is basically won already, and you can see the power problem that Blossom faces. I'm finally aggressing upon Burn. It's taken me long enough, because I nearly run into him. And there wasn't any idea of that happening. I mean, the Rigor Motor is just there. He hasn't exactly tried to pass anyone. He's just kind of waited. Blossom's car has been in better shape before, that's for sure. The girls are still just sort of stuck here with nowhere to go. That was a mighty sneeze. Ow. And, everyone's so close to each other, but nothing's happening. It's, like, awkward and annoying. Yeah, Deliverance and Captain Falcon are... Or no, that's Carbon, not Captain Falcon. Are dead even on the most part. Just that they don't have... Or, they're 6 seconds apart, so they're never gonna... He's never gonna catch him. Bubbles is looking very feisty. Probably, I'd imagine, wants that position really badly. That's a podium spot. It's kind of like the general goal of any racer in any situation is podium, top 3. And I imagine if and when Bubbles goes for the move on Falcon and makes it stick, that'll probably open the door for Buttercup to do the same thing. And the train just continues to get closer together. Now we have 4, almost 5 cars that are just like bumper to bumper down the back straightaway right now. Will anyone try anything to squeeze that extra point or 2 out of this race? Apparently not. His debut. Very intimidating debut indeed, as he wins the first race. Deliverance, his debut basically as far as having a decent car, gets second. Falcon pulls on geriatrically to take third, and Powerpuff Girls round out the top 5 spots. Raceman's first race in Universe Zero, and he comes in 6th. Burn, despite making the world's longest train, is barely going to hold me off for 7th place, I think. Nope, apparently not. I got him by... Oh, he did not like that. Alright, Burn. I see exactly how it is. So, well that was interesting. By 23 thousandths of a second, I took the win from Burn, and he definitely was not pleased about that turn of events, as he just firmly put me back to the fucking kitty litter. Alright then, Burn. We'll see. Well, Riker will remember that. This is a Telltale game now. Suck it. Good old Barcelona. This is the MotoGP version, so that little chicane in the near the end of the course isn't there. The way the corner works throws off the AI sometimes. I'll think they'll have to let off when, believe me, most cars don't. F1 cars didn't have to when they raced with that layout up until like 2008 or 2010, I'm pretty sure. Somewhere in that area, they switched to using the chicane, and they also went to the hairpin rather than the wide turn this track uses for the 10th corner down that long second straightaway. Right there, actually. Yeah, MotoGP goes further out there, but F1 uses the sharper line, as does most other car races, because they need to hairpin for a passing zone somewhere along the somewhere down the line. The thing with Barcelona is that it's, other than the first corner and 10-10, which is that corner that I was just mentioning, if you're crazy, there are like no places to try and pass your opponents. Also, XC3 starts last again. You poor robotic fool. That's not good for your engine, by the way. I have the pole, and yeah, the cars behind me are basically the ones that have been behind me this entire time. Or been up here this entire time. They're delivering some Captain Falcon. Aleks hasn't, and Aleks is looking for some redemption, I'm assuming. Buttercup is also up here. She was here before, of course. And Rigor Motor was also another one that's probably wanting to show what he can actually do. Madison probably would like some redemption as well. I know that car is perfectly balanced. One Tier 2, I believe, in Act 5. Wherein meant that it beat, I think, one or two cars that are here now. Oh, that's some grass fed, Raceman. Usually want to stay out of that. Yeah, it beat Burn. It beat these two. It beat Burn and XT3. And I think it also beat this was in the class. Oh yeah, Ryan Storm, or it was actually beat in Ryan Storm's car. The RX-7, which I'm leading the race in right now with. And the governor. The Maserati Alfieri. Now, Alex, I know you're fast. Go away. I don't care. Go away. Falcon's had more and more struggles as Bubbles now takes his position. Or not. Blossom has also moved to the field. She's gained 3 places in just 1 lap. Passing Raceman and Mortimer and Madison. Not Bubbles, because Bubbles also gained 2 places. Buttercup also gained 2 places, so yeah, these, the Powerpuff Girls are holding nothing back. You know, there isn't actually usually much grip on that green area. More just kind of hanging out. Rigor Motor is kind of a skittish type, as has been evidenced by the fact that he's been relevant this entire time, but he's done little as far as driving. He's often quoted in saying, I wish there was a way to drive fast for sport without the risks that come with driving fast. I make tons of cars that can go fast and make other cars that can go fast go even faster, but I can't really drive them all that fast very well. I think he may be having some kind of like, he doesn't have self-doubt or self-confidence problems. He's confident he can make some of the best cars in the world. He's not confident in his ability to handle those cars. I mean, he made Twin Mills engines, and he made the, basically most, if not all, of the cars that Slim Track Challenge uses. Of course, his favorite one of these is Vulture. Yeah, well, we can see why Rigor Motor and Aleks have a relationship as well as Twin Mill. Raceman, you needed to get, we need to start doing better in this race, man. That's cheesy. Not. Madison is up. Well, that was a save. Put her in last, but Blossom had some very quick thinking there to keep that car from off the wall. Carbon showed no remorse for that one. And Blossom just getting bullied today. She's still golf clubs again. Aleks had a rapid start in the race, and he's just sort of falling apart now. Well, he's not falling apart, he's just slowly falling apart. Buttercup has taken second, and I imagine soon enough she'll probably take the full-on lead as well, because when Buttercup is determined to do something, she's hard to stop, you know? That pass doesn't work. This shows Buttercup in a nutshell, honestly. She knows exactly what she wants, but isn't smart enough to figure out the most effective way to get it. This is going to get interesting too, because the Deliverer has a top speed advantage here, especially over Buttercup, which means I'll get away from her, and the Deliverer will get closer to her, and we'll have like a conga line here. If not, just outright pass her, but I don't think he'll go that far. You know, Bubbles and Rigor Motor battle for 5th place, and their first opportunity to try and get around Aleks, which will go to Bubbles because she has momentum, and there it is. So she not only defended where she was, but she then also increased the position she was in at the same time. Blossom is also slowly making her way through the field. If she scores a point, which is a top 10 here, I'll be amazed. When Mortimer does things like that, it does make it a bit easier. Also, the Indianapolis 500 pace car is on this game. The Indianapolis racetrack is not, and I really wish it was. Though there are no Indy cars or NASCARs on this game, so probably wouldn't do that much, but just the idea of having the track, or just more tracks as a whole, would be great. Also, Buttercup did pass me as well. I can't imagine it'll be long either before the same is done by Deliverance, and then also by Bubbles, probably before the race is over. If I can hold on for a podium, I'll be surprised here. And then with Rigor Motor also getting pretty close, and kind of taking Madison with him. Yeah, this isn't going to go too well. another train, which will significantly impede Blossom's progress through the field. Passing Captain Falcon relatively easily. The car doesn't have very good handling, and this is a known thing. Yeah, I'm already 5 seconds away from Buttercup. Buttercup was on a mission here. Jeez, XT3. There's just carnage ahead. Mortimer just snuck past Falcon and Carbon. So now I'm the one making the train. Mazdas are usually good at that. I think Mazda actually makes trains. I'll look that up real quick while the race continues. My tablet is not cooperating properly. Well, this will be interesting now. Bubbles is stuck behind Deliverance. Meanwhile, Rigor Motor also has the top speed advantage over Bubbles, and this might be bad for her. Bubbles has better braking and cornering, though. I don't think she got clear enough. Yeah, he didn't get clear enough. Okay, no, they don't make trains, but they have. But they carry cars on trains into Mexico City, and those trains keep getting robbed. That's almost as interesting, to be honest, as the fact that they made their own trains. Who's the? Oh, Aleks is making this 7-car train back here. Actually, it's more than that. It's like 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 8 cars. The car isn't a very good handling, that's for sure. Rigor Motor apparently tried to pass Bubbles at some point. That didn't work. Instead, Bubbles uses the momentum and passes Deliverance. You know, I'm very much fine with this podium if it stays the way it is. I don't think she'll get me, though. Okay, she might get me. No, she didn't. If they used the F1 starting line, she would have, but they don't. Actually, no, she wouldn't have still. I just have too much top speed for her car to handle. It's still very much a favorable podium for someone like me. Poor Blossom, though, got carbonated. Brinks. Literally just a fancy way to say she got popped. Ugh. Red Bull Ring. Well, I mean, I know you didn't. I know you, Keyblade, didn't see this, so I'm really. But if you did end up seeing that live stream I did earlier, you would know that I've definitely had my experience with this track today. Yeah, I'll just sit back and watch that blossom. XC3 suspension is really not stable. Cup is going for the lead once again, but Rigor Motor is actually fast, unlike myself. And so I can't imagine this would be as easy of a conquest, especially on a track like this, which kind of slightly more favors top speed over handling or balanced car like Barcelona does. Someone's way out there. I don't know. Might be Byrne? Yeah, Byrne was just pushed way off of his own desired course. Good braking, Bubbles. You keep an eye on Carbon. He's been aggressive towards the power putt so far, as we saw in the last race, where he just like flat out demolished Blossom in the first corner. This Falcon and Blossom really fight over that place. And we're about to be 3 wide. Oh no. And Carbon's gonna end up running into one of them probably. Bubbles doesn't have the speed to stay with them down the straightaway. Buttercup has managed to not pass him yet. XT3 is right on top of Beat for the last podium place. Bubbles just has nowhere to go. You're not trying that. You're not doing that, Bubbles. You cannot. You gotta be smarter than that. Yeah, just pass one at a time. You'll get to pass both of them eventually. Ooh. Is the current starter going to work? This one was closes in on the Corvette. Horse isn't quite fast enough to do anything about him yet, but Buttercup has still not passed Rigor Motor yet. He says he's not good at driving the fast cars that he can make. Granted, this is Buttercup, and I feel like if somebody like Metacog were in that car, I don't know how well this would have gone for him, but it is not, so... XC3 has not been able to find a way past Beat either. He just has way too much speed compared to him, and this car is hardly sluggish now either. There's much more power than the car he had before, which was really just the road-going version of the same car. Plus, it has now passed Mortimer. Bubbles will be the next to do that, and well, if Blossom can do it, I would hope Bubbles can as well. They're in the same car. Buttercup is still right there. Just the top speed needed to get around him just isn't there in her car. Falcon is again there, he's just not a big part of any of the battles that are going on. Carbon is now into points. I would assume Buttercup will lead the points with this result, or after this result here. A win and at least a second place, unless Rigor Motor gets really pressy for some reason. Though Rigor Motor is hardly, despite his vehicle of choice, Rigor Motor is hardly the most aggressive type, and especially not to somebody like Buttercup, I'd imagine. XC3 is still just right there. This kid seemed to summon the desire to, like, pass. And Deliverance tried to pass Carbon, which had no, like, didn't work. It had no, like, it didn't work. That's, incredible commentary there. Mortimer is trying to pass Blossom. I think he'll do it. Yeah, now let's see how you handle with Aleks up here. Yeah, fan of model trains here up here. I didn't know Aleks was a contestant in Hot Wheels Stunt Train Challenge as well. Deliverance is still giving Carbon a difficult time. And now he's just outright past him. I think Bubbles probably would be better off not trying to pass her sister just yet. Wait for her to try to swing on Mortimer. But I thought Buttercup was trying to pass Rigor Motor. I was like, you're not doing it from there, are you? XC3 is trying to get around Beat finally, though. But that's not exactly a corner you pass in, and therefore that has fallen incredibly short. Bubbles waits too long though, and she'll just end up getting attacked by Deliverance or Carbon, so... So Bubbles will just pass her sister now, like, I guess. It didn't work, and he just bounced off of her and gave Deliverance an even easier time passing you. Except apparently he just isn't going to do that either. This has really just been the race of passes that just didn't happen. Like, they just should have, they could have, they just didn't happen. Ever. It's like, I mean, I guess it's something to commentate, something to watch and try. It just doesn't ever happen. And it's just as annoying that way. Whoa, okay there. You want to brake maybe a tiny bit sooner than that. I mean, yeah, you made the corner, but you nearly just Falcon Punch Deliverance as a result. Now, Buttercup, this is your final opportunity to maybe take the win on the final 2 corners of the course. I don't think she's close enough to try that, though. Nope. And it's a Rigor Motor, and that's his second race here, despite saying he's bad at driving. Wins in Austria. Beat just barely stays ahead of X23 long enough to get that 3rd place. Mortimer has no answer for Aleks, nor did Blossom, who even got passed by her sister Bubbles for 8th. Carbon knocked right out of points entirely. And Raceman, I believe twice in a row, has gotten last place. Though I can't exactly fault him here. I can, however, fault Burn. What are you doing? You started 6th and you ended up 14th. That Countach is not bad. It's not a bad car. You should be good with it. You should be, like, winning with that thing by now. You've driven it so much. There's no reason why you can't at least get, like, points. Which everyone does have points after 3 races, which is definitely more than other championships can say. Actually, I think it's more than any of the acts can say. I don't think any other championships have had that this quickly. At any rate, that is it for Act 7. No, not it for Act 7, just it for the first part of Act 7. The points leader is Buttercup by a whole 10 points, just based off of having 2 really high finishes, being the only driver to get more than 1. Both the other top 3 have a win as well, but they both also got 4th in their other race. And then also both had a race where they didn't score, so I do believe that is the case. So, no, wait, Deliver didn't win, Falcon did. And almost all of his points came from that, except for 3. So, Deliverer's points, half of those came from Imola, and he scored another 11, so probably like 6 and 5, which is... Fifth and 6th? I just look. Yeah, 5th and 6th. That's all you all could be, unless he got 4th and 8th. Where he finished. He did just finish 10th as well, so... Yeah, he got 2nd, 3rd, and 10th. What that means. Buttercup won a race, and got 2nd, and then got... Well, it must have been 5th at Imola. So yeah. I didn't do that. I did that by accident. You saw nothing. So that's it for this episode. it's ironic because we have Buttercup leading points with 33 and Blossom last with just 3. It's all in the starting grid spots, I think. I just hope Buttercup can maybe find a hole and, not, like, actually literally, but, like, maybe just has a bad race and evens things out. Because right now she's 10 points ahead after 3 races. That's not really great.